All right, and we're back to start our swamp. Taking a look, we do have our poison. We can fly. We've got some good defenses now, and we have our Hep buddy with us. And so we shall take this one step at a time and go from here. We'll always start swamp or any sort of branch in a manner that is hopefully slow and steady. You never want to get too far ahead of yourself when you only have one escape point. The good news with our situation is we have already solved the Hydra problem, and so we shall be able to blast through some things pretty quickly that otherwise would have been a little bit more scary than typical. This is a little scary. It's not the end of the world. But we were in a good spot. Let's step back a little and reset. I probably can go back to using my bow or my sling a little bit just to get some range shots in. It's actually worth noting our there's an interesting interaction with swamp for casters, and in this case my Hep guy, in that fire shot at trees will catch things on fire, which is just a little interesting interaction. We do have a few creatures coming at us. I'm not too worried about being overwhelmed. I will switch to the Hydra killer, and we'll kind of do a little back away here, let the Hep guy finish him off. But yeah, so far so good. Melee can have a really bad or a really good time in swamp depending on their power level. Funny note, our sling's name is Hydrabane, which is kind of funny, just thematically speaking. Okay, we've got two upstairs established. Swamp dragon here. These bloated husks will explode. Let's back away. For whatever reason, it's doing some significant damage to us. One hit earlier and caused us to lose a notable amount of health. I'm going to go upstairs. I don't like getting pulled into a region I'm not comfortable with. And let's just stare dance. I'm not too afraid of poison with my armor, but take it slow. Do I have boomerangs? I have two. These little puller guys are a real menace if you don't have a solution. As you saw there, I used my Hep guy to take the hit of the explosion. I would like to get Throwing up and running. We do have the book, but we just don't have the resources for throwing items. So it's not like we have an infinite number of boomerangs. There are some boomerangs in the world, as we saw there in that little search, but it's not a pressing matter. Yeah, Swamp 2 done. This is a nice little downstair. Ooh. So the reason why I picked that downstair in particular was because of its ability to be open air when I come back up, which if we had a forest nymph or whatever that person's called, we could come up and there's no trees, and look at that, we found one down there. I'm gonna go down and up. Hopefully it comes up with us as designed. Let's just reset the poison. Go back up. Clear our stairs. It's always okay if you're not doing some sort of turn count speed run or whatever. Just let your Hep guy respawn. It's better just to have him with you than risk going too fast and too early. Interesting, that X that I thought was a attraction this whole time ended up being invisibility. I guess a little benefit there. We got a little more of a rare one than I had assumed otherwise. But it goes to show that you can't always do the math from probability and call it a day. Sometimes you just get lucky with a other type of unexpected scroll. These bog guys are really pounding the Hep guy though. For whatever reason. This is an interesting little grouping of mobs here. Here's a witch. Let's back away, regen, carry on. I'm not particularly happy. Just getting pestered with what's out here. I'm gonna back away. Call my guy back. And he should probably take care of it in time. I can fly, so that helps there. We're not hampered by the complications of water work that you get with swamp sometimes. We got a ring of wizardry. I don't really need that at all, so I'm going to drop it and drop the pickup. I don't think I would ever take another protection. Probably wouldn't take a strength. Yeah, so swamp's coming by pretty quickly. Let's go down. Now we have a what's it called? A dispersal. Yeah, dispersal. I'm having troubles pronouncing that. Anyway, let's bring stuff in. Get out of there. Oh, okay. He didn't come with us. Here we have a Spriggan Druid. These guys can be dangerous. We handled it pretty quickly, though. Ghost crawlers are pretty annoying sometimes. So I'm going to swap up, get my guy, take out a head, carry on. Some more Spriggans. This is a Berserker type. I mentioned this in our last video, but Spriggans can be very dangerous. When you play a Spriggan, you feel super weak, but when you're against a Spriggan, you got to be very careful. They are super fast. They come in packs. They often have interesting weapons and abilities. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to back away. There's just too much action here. Always run back to the stairs if you aren't 100% sure that the situation is at hand and handled. It can be easy to get overwhelmed by the parts of swamp. And we are on Swamp 4, which is as far as it goes. So we do have our vault somewhere, probably just to our left there. You can see the vault tiling. And so based on the number of dragons we've been receiving, we clearly have one of these Hydra-based groupings that often are accompanied by a lot of swamp flyers, poison throwers, rarely, but sometimes Lernian Hydra. So it's good we have our Hydra killing capabilities. Often you will see that final vault like just packed with Hydras if you rush it. Like almost every tile is a Hydra. So by leeching them out, we avoid having to handle such a situation. So we just buffed our freezing axe a little bit. But yeah, our goal here, well, we can see that the entrance is exposed on this side. So I am going to back away, and I'm going to go all the way up because the dispersal trap would be very dangerous to trigger. And we'll work from here now. With my armor package, I'm less afraid of at least somewhat engaging mobs as long as I'm near my stairs. Just use the corners to your advantage. Don't go too crazy into the swamp effects, and you should be good. As you can tell, with the melee character, things move a little faster than casters. You don't have to... I mean, you do have to think, but... oh, we have our Lernian Hydra. Okay, so I'm going to try to retreat, because he's going to come with some other things. And look at our guy. Look at how beautiful he is. He's killing the Lernian Hydra by himself. Isn't that great? Hep, underrated. Can you just, like, Hep alone just killed the Lernian Hydra while I'm running away. It's so great sometimes. But anyway, I don't want to chain too many guys out of this little grouping. You just kind of leash them out. Take it slow. There's our rune. Ring of Ice. I'll bank it for now. Not likely to need it since we have some Arc Core already, and we already did Ice Caves, or we didn't do it, but we saw it. And it's unlikely that we'll need to really max out Ice. Maybe if we see, what's his name, Fazar. There's the Ice Mage. Though we are already through Lair. He usually appears in Lair if he's going to appear at all. But you never know. We do have Spider still. I think I've seen him in Spider before. But anyway, he's the Ice Mage, so I'll keep that there in case we do need to swap to an Ice coverage. But otherwise, that is our swamp. Not too bad at all. It's pretty quick when you're a melee and you have power. Now we're going to go to Spider. And Spider can be very scary, depending on how overwhelmed and how risky you play. So this Demonic Crawler is very defensive against many spell classes. Although he doesn't seem to show it here, but he regens really fast. So you have to kill him in big fell swoops, and I was hoping he would walk to me and I could go up. I'm not happy at all. To be honest, I might actually use a teleport scroll here. I'm gonna take a curing. and I'm going to... Transferring him doesn't do much. I'll attack one up, and it's dead. I'm going to teleport, whatever. We were safe. We played it safe, but those crawlers are so deadly. That's why, like, imagine we just went straight into spider and that was the first thing we saw. We were probably dead. Not dead, but we were... It would have been a lot worse than losing a teleport scroll is what I'm trying to get at. And here's another one. And I'm surrounded by worse things. Now, thankfully, this one died pretty quick. It just depends on how healing... I don't know how to word it, but like some of them they just refuse to die. They just keep healing. And you see getting the berserker moths in spider with all the spiders. There's just so many things that can go wrong in spider. And we're only barely into spider 1. We have one exit portal. And it's so easy to die on spider 1. And we've just been ported downward. There's an alarm trap to our right. I'm going to go to the wall. I'm going to summon my guy. I'm going to go to the wall and try to kill what I can see, get away from that alarm, and any sort of trap around me, and recover. We were only dropped 1. And thankfully, we can hug the wall without being in range of a spider trap or an alarm. We have 2 stairs up, so I'm just going to take the one I know. And we've recovered. Emperor scorpions are very deadly. Usually, the end vault of spider may have like 2 or 3 of them, and that's like the big baddie. So to just have one randomly is very scary. Some people don't like clearing spider. They do a minimum clear because of the risks involved everywhere. I'm not sure. I feel confident today. You know, it's kind of funny, just as an aside here. Our sling, it feels good, but it's actually not that great because of its min delay. So I'm switching to this sling now so that I actually can feel confident swapping to a sling really quickly, doing one shot and being ready. Whereas before that slow, heavy one, it felt like you got one shot in and it was done. They're already up on you. So you saw, we have a Donald who usually carries a pretty decent shield with a confusion generating spider and a berserker moth. I'm just going to go upstairs and call that stair a day. Just use the stairs to your advantage. Escape when you can. The biggest thing with spider is just learning how to stair dance. We have a sun moth. These guys can just wreck you. And just keep swapping stairs until it gets dangerous. Alright, we have our Donald. We could have killed Donald, but I just rather just take things separately. There's no need to rush that either. Ooh, let's... Curing. Probably should have waited for my guy to spawn, but here we are. Like I said, pretty scary. Just one thing berserked was scary enough. But you can see this is a very open spider. It's, that alone can cause havoc. He's way buffed. I don't like encountering him when he's both mighted and we can... Jeez, he really just wants to zerg. my guy. I might just go for him here. I'm going to heal and take him out. And we have a kite shield of protection, or reflection. This is a great thing to get. We can drop our kite. I'm doubtful I'll use this buckler, but I'll keep it in my inventory in case I need emergency fire resist. But this shield of reflection is, other than a tower shield of reflection, this is an end game shield. So I'm very happy with that, and because of that, I'm also going to start leveling my shield up to here. We're going to bump our dodging up to, let's call it 10. Evocation, we're going to keep it going. We're already past min delay for axes. You do get, you do continue to get benefits from leveling your skill of a weapon. See, it's 18.3 times, or not 18.3, but 183 skill. So it's good to keep leveling axes, for sure. Evocation is good because it makes your guy better. Yeah, but let's carry on. Just because we killed Donald doesn't mean this whole place is safe, but it certainly helps. Remember, I don't have poison resist, so there are spiders that will do that. Also, it's very dangerous to have a buddy but then not have him shoot because of a corner situation. So these guys are very dangerous. They summon. I'm just gonna run away. Oof. I'm not happy with this. Let's continue to run. Kill the one that can confuse. Thankfully, the things it's summoning aren't the worst quite yet. So my hope is my guy will start, like they even kill themselves sometimes like that. I'm hoping my guy spawns shortly. Here we go. And now we're in range. Oh, that's a real one. Okay. Those orbs of destruction can be very scary. Let's try to kill this one before it gets a little out of hand. Oh, we got many of them today. You always want to keep track of which ones are real and which ones aren't, because it might affect your decision to engage or not. It's kind of funny. We got our cloud book. If only we could cast, continue to cast our freezing cloud. Amazing spell. Check out the last series to see why. So yeah, spider nest 2 done. So what do we got now? We've got a Invismoth, which is the worst when you're a caster. If you don't have See Invis, because it drains mana and is invisible, and it's like half your mana is gone in like a step or two. It's actual death, unless you have an escape and teleports, because that moth, once it's on you, it doesn't leave you. I've had games where I've just continuously had to pop teleport scrolls to try to find my way to like skip the level because I couldn't kill it because I had no C and Viz. Just, it's so bad if you don't have a way to handle that. It's nice to see my own guy killing the crawler by himself. Here's some scroll of defense. Let's put it on our golden dragon skills. Now we have 2 like end game quality items that we can throw armor on. Ooh, I don't like having a orb spider out there, but let's try to take care of it. We got an entropy weaver, very scary. Confusion guys, also very scary. Good news is that they use our Hep guy as a target sometimes, and so you skip being screwed over. The good news is if you're confused, you can still attack your Hep. Doesn't stop you from randomly attacking. Oh, there's a scroll of attraction. There is some usage for scroll of attraction in this scenario if you want to make sure your Hep guy is not being attacked. It's such an edge case that, to be honest, I'd rather have bag space. Okay, spider nest 3 down. Now let's move into the final level of spider. This can be very tedious depending on the type of vault they've allowed us to have. I really miss not having airstrike for just popping moths. There's a reason why the moths are in Zot, because they are as powerful as the things around them. That's a weird set of robes. We found a downstair. Fun little fact for Red, the god Y Red LM Null, however you want to pronounce that. You can when you're higher up in the god's will or favor, you can take a creature and make it your own. And this torpid snail is one of the best you could ever use it on, other than some like named mob that has a very particular subset of skills or abilities. Everything within sight of a torpid snail gets slow applied to it, and that affects their attack rate, their movement rate, it's so impactful. And so if you take this guy, you get that ability, this kind of like aura slow, and it just turns off the whole game. Honestly, the game becomes, can I keep my snail alive? Anyway, that's just a little side pro tip. You want to stay near the stairs so you can escape if you need it. We got a necklace over here. It's a magic regen necklace. We do not care for it. Ooh, a lot of guys coming at us. Let's back away. Very scary. Don't ever push too hard in Spider. It can get real bad real quick. There are so many effects on your character. We're already at 4 revelation scrolls. If I was already at 5, I would feel comfortable. Like if I was at 6, for example, I would use it probably on this branch vault. But you never know. You just want to make sure you always get 5 for Zot. And then after that, you can be a little bit more loose. And if you reach depths with it, then, well, then you use it on the extras on depth. But in rare cases, you get enough that, oh, we have one of the, see, these guys can just, it's ruin a game for a caster type. So far, it's a pretty open-faced spider 4. This might suggest we have a little spider castle in our midst. We shall see. Yeah, we see the little tiles here. We've been marked. Normally that's a scary thing, and it certainly isn't not scary. But I'm actually going to stay here and get the... Oh my. We have a Bai Shuzen in Spider 4. This guy is scary when you see him in Vault. He can summon Hydras, Abdicate, oh my. I was just saying I'd like to be marked because it brings things out of the little castle, because the castle can be dense with spiders. I'm going to let them move one more, and I'm going to go up, and I'm going to rethink my life, because this is aggressive, what just happened to us. We're really going to have to work our way through all these creatures and get that Beishai by himself. Go upstairs. Take a curing. And that looked like that was the ant guy. Zachary Krikskis. Oh, he can venom you and then ignite that into yourself. He can, jeez. Will I want my R poison? I have my R poison. Let me see if I can pick away at him. Bring him up and kill him. Oof. Curing. I'm going to have to blink out of this. These prisms. I'm going to blink to the side here. I wonder if he gets hurt by his own. That's interesting to think. I don't have much range pop. I'm very afraid of like 19. I think I'm gonna just start running away. Regenning my life. I'm gonna go to the long way. Hopefully my guy spawns. Ideally, I'm gonna attack. So look at that. That's a Lajatang. Lajatangs. That's a very scary mob, and I didn't even see him coming. He wasn't alerted to me as being super scary. Here's our buy, but let's kill the Sun Moth. Oh, I'm still on fire. For whatever reason, spiders love being able to see exactly where we are. Not exactly sure how they do that, but it's just a fact. If a spider exists, it will find you. I guess they just jump around the map so much that everything's awake, everything knows where you are. It's not like I have the mark on me anymore, but just let them come at you. Imagine that all these guys were in that little corner there, right? That's what I'm talking about by being scared of spider. All right, no more. Oh, some still walking around. Look at all these invis moths. These were all probably at the end of the, in the middle of the castle space. Can you imagine running into that castle and dealing with all these? Plus the buy. Oof. Just endless spiders. It's like they're spawning fresh, but they're not. Maybe this is a different entrance. Or this is the entrance. Interesting. Maybe there isn't an entrance up to the top. Ooh, this is scary. Let's idealize, let him kill it. We have to remember that Bai is still here, and we can't risk getting caught in a tunnel with Bai behind us. Let's get out of here. It's just so aggressive how many spiders can be on a floor. And to think we basically had already explored the whole floor, right? It's just unbelievable. And there's Bai. We'll see what he does. Interesting. I am being held. This is very scary. I think I might have to blink out of this and hope my guy kills. So I'll blink. He did die. Okay. So sometimes it's worth it to blink. He has a +4 Storm Dragons. I will take them for Hepliaklqana, which makes me feel confident I never need to use this. And that was quite an adventure. So my alarm usage definitely shook up the map, which is why we saw so many individual spiders and spider-like creatures. But it's crazy to think of what's going to be where they would have been. So here's the front door. There's a hat, which will be interesting. Remember, we can only use hats, so anything better than a base hat is a better improvement. It is a +1, which is nice to see. A little bonus. Identify. We still need to keep them. So in here were all those spiders. Here's our rune. Let's see what else we have here and if there's any stragglers. So this was filled with spiders. All that stuff was all here in these little tight corridors. and small spaces. And you can see here that there's almost nothing left. We have a plus R poison, R core, RN plus hat. Yes, please. So we're going to drop that new hat that we had just gotten. And now we have built in R core, R poison, and R negative all in one item that we already were thinking would never amount to anything because of our restriction. So we have an endgame hat now. We have accounted for our alchemy needs, or our poison needs. I'm never going to use a lot of these things now. So make some space. And we're just cleaning up. Little poison potions here and there. Little hat. +2 hat of intelligence. That's a nice little hat, but we just found a godly hat, so we're okay. And that is our spider and our second little set of runes. So we've actually made good time on this. So I'm just going to see if there's anything worth buying in our little save list. I'm pretty darn happy with our bodies now, so I don't think I'll ever buy that. We have plenty of silences. We don't need any identifications, and actually I can probably get rid of those now. I never will buy that buckler. I probably won't ever buy the silence, but we'll keep it as banked and throwing for the future. So now it's the question is what next? We have 2 will. We have great defenses. We have great resistances, a good spread. Let us go to Elven Hall. And we will go here to build up our gold, build up our items, get some stores, maybe buy some new stuff with the money we have, and just get ahead of the leveling curve so that we can head into Vault with strength. I'm looking in particular to probably pick up some Hepliaklqana items that are fit nicer onto my situation, maybe a ring or something, because Hepliaklqana becomes important in Vault. I do have the Storm Dragon scales as well as something else as well. Oh, the staff. But it would be really cool if I could have a ring or something that lets me feel the safety of Hepliaklqana. So I'm going to end this video here. We were able to get both our S rune vault cleared and get our S runes. And we're going to be doing Elven Halls and probably vaults after that. So thanks for watching. See you next time.